so we haven't filmed for a little while.
So we thought we'd do a carpool karaoke. Hit it.
I went to Lorette de Mar.
That's what I was going to say. Tell us about your holiday, yeah.
That was alright. Lorette de Mar is near the French border. It's in Spain, but it's full of French people for whatever reason. So relied on my French speaking while I went there. And it was weird, right? So it's all inclusive. I got it cheap, right? But it's all inclusive. And
what does all inclusive entail these days?
All inclusive means that basically you're being fed while you're there.
Like drink,
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
alcohol.
And alcohol was all free. And the weird thing was, as soon as you're walking into the buffet place to eat your lunch or whatever, I get like Squid Game vibes, because we're all just walking in like a fucking conveyor belt, and it's just us. We're just sitting there, we're eating, and I don't know. I know we spoke about it in the past about hotels and stuff, but this was my first experience with all inclusive, and eventually I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't smoking weed. Oh yeah. So I found a cannabis shop while I was over there, and it turned out I bought a joint.
Yeah.
Fucking CBD.
Ah, really?
Guy done me over. Guy spoke perfect English. I was like, Anglais? He's like, yes, I speak English. I was like,
I'm English.
Is this THC? He goes, yes.
Ah, what a dickhead. What, 0.1%?
0.2% THC.
Fuck's sake, man.
So buyer beware in Lorette de Mar, your weed.
Wait, so there's weed actually in there? He just fucked you over? Or is there no weed?
It's CBD. CBD, so I got done over.
Isn't there places in Spain where you can...
Yeah, but it's like proper like Amsterdam. You got to go in, passport, blacked out. Like, so I went to Alicante 3 years ago, and it's proper like it's all decriminalised over in Spain now. I think the whole weed situation. It's not that it's legal; it's that they just don't care.
But you still get done for it.
You don't get done for it, yeah. So in Alicante, I went to my uncle's. And there's this door that's like blacked out, like a little circular hole. It's all blacked out. You go in there and you give them your passport, and there's like no lights. You can barely see anything, just them on a little laptop. And it's all fucking real shady. But then once the passport all went through and all that, he was like, okay. And he opens up a door, and it's just like, it was like something out of a movie where it was just, yeah, it was heaven. It was heaven. It was the nicest bar I'd ever seen. It kind of reminded me of like the Phantom Menace game, where you got the bar. He's like, can I have some blue milk, please? It was just
Chokey, get your fresh fried chokey. The guy outside.
yeah. It was just perfect.
Oh no, the alien in Mos. Is it Mos Eisley?
Mos Espa. Is it Mos Espa?
Tatooine, where fucking Anakin's.
So you're starting to get like Wendy vibes from The Shining, when a fag ash is like this long. I'm joking.
No, oh fuck, mate, help me out here, fucking.
It's Mos Espa, isn't it?
Because
they have a little town in Tatooine.
Yeah, that's Mos Espa. Yeah, my bad. Right, so I can't even remember what the fuck I was saying now.
Well, I was talking about like me going into...
no, sorry. Fucking, you're in Mos Espa and there's an alien woman and she's like, my son Tomo, will you help me find my son Tomo? And if you kill her, she's like, ha! Sorry, that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah. But it was just funny, like you go through this really blacked out little corridor where you're giving your fucking passport details to a stranger, and then you just walk into this like, it's like they might as well have a harp player. I was like, you know, everything was made out of silk. Nah, but it was just like a really nice bar. They had pool table, PlayStation 4, and like you pay in advance, so like you have a credit line.
Yeah.
You have a credit line, so you give them like €15. You walk in, and it's like, oh, I'll have a joint, please, and they just give you a tray.
Was this in Alicante?
In Alicante, and your weed's all grinded up.
Okay.
And it was just fucking lovely, mate. But I hadn't smoked weed for about 3 weeks at the time, so I was like ripping bongs. And again, another situation. The guy that owns it was French. My uncle didn't even know that I spoke French.
Really?
So I'm just like, un tuyau, single player. Like, have you got a pipe or a bong? Bong's pretty much the same word in French. Un bong.
Un bong.
Un bong.
Un bongo.
That reminds me, so we're playing bingo in the drinking bit, and when you win, you got to go bingo, bingo, bongo, bongo, right? And the girl, bless her heart, she was doing the numbers in 3 different languages.
Really?
Yeah, but her English wasn't very good, so I was having to like listen out to the French numbers.
Well, so she repeated like every single fucking number in the
Spanish, then French, then
one,
English.
un. Oh, Spanish.
I think it's uno.
Uno, yeah, it is. Yeah. Uno, dos, tres. I don't know, man. What the fuck are we trying to think?
So people were like, oh, you have a good time? I was like, yep, plenty of eating, plenty of shitting. Did a lot of shitting.
Why?
Good shits. Good shits.
A lot of granola in Spain.
No, olive oil. Olive oil, man.
Yeah,
Bread.
It's slippy, doesn't it?
Yeah, bread. Oh man, it was just great. Amazing.
It is
Lubes up your pipes. And it was just good eating, and you know, I don't want to like be racist towards my own people, but you just kind of get a better vibe in these sort of places when there's no English people. Like, there was one or two scattered around, but they came and went. But it was mostly
yeah, but
French people.
It's not the time of year for the tourists, though, is it?
Well, all the French people will be coming like literally like 40 kilometers from the border to spend the holidays, and it was a predominantly catered to French people. And it was just, here's the thing, like, here's the difference when it comes to drinking culture. English people generally will want to get shit-faced as quick as possible in a social gathering. So, oh, let's get fucked up, lads. Right? And they're just drinking. Whereas in most of Europe, you sit, you have a drink, you talk with that one drink. You might finish that drink and have some water, have a coffee, and then drink another one. You know, but it's not about
just
getting
vibes.
Shit. Yeah, it's all about conversation, all about vibes. Poor Rachel got shit-faced, man, because again, it's free alcohol, you know.
Yeah, you would though. You'd take advantage, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and then on the third day, I decided to get shit-faced. I ended up hanging out with like these 17 Belgians. It was like Home Alone, but they're all Belgium, like the Home Alone family. Like there was like young one and an old one, like the dad.
Left
like,
fucking Dimitri at home.
Yeah.
Dimitri.
Dimitri.
I don't know. I'm just trying to like a Romanian name.
Yeah.
Did you say Romanian?
Mm-mm.
Did you say Russians?
No, Belgians.
Oh.
That's alright.
Hold on. What's
Victor,
that? Eden.
Eden. I don't know.
Eden's a Belgian
Insert
name.
fucking
Belgium name here. Belgium kid
I hope
name.
that light's not annoying people. I'm gonna try and keep my head in one place.
Which one?
See that?
Oh, that one.
So I apologise.
How can it annoy people?
I don't know.
Someone watching like, my eyes, God damn it. That's so
damn it,
bright.
can't see.
God.
And it was just real nice vibes. Like, you know, Lorette de Mar is just real chill.
It sounds French as well.
It's one of those towns. I think I learned this word the other day. It's all about verticality. So verticality means a lot of high buildings and very narrow sort of streets, which is a very French thing in itself. But it's Spanish as well, and I like that design in a town where it's like narrow streets, cobblestone streets, and tall buildings.
Where would you have that in England? Anywhere?
Portland, maybe. It's not a lot of verticality.
Verticality, yeah, in the sense that everywhere's on a fucking hill.
Yeah.
If you take the hills away, I think the buildings would look like shanty towns.
Yeah, it's hills have eyes in it.
Yeah.
Like Frieza in Dragon Ball Z. Like, this is not even my final
Frieza
form.
from Batman vs Robin.
No, Frieza from
Dragon Ball Z. I know, but I was just trying to add
got you.
fucking Arnie in there.
You know, like how all these baddies in Dragon Ball Z have all these different forms, and then towards the end they reach that
What's the
final
fat
form.
dude called with the
Majin Buu.
Yeah, that's it, Boo.
Majin Buu had like loads of different forms. Fat Buu, Super Buu,
Kid Boo.
Kid Buu. Ah, a lot of boos. Too many boos for my liking.
I never really got into Dragon Ball.
No, neither did I. Well, I told you before, like you'd spend like the best part of 3 months getting to a fight, because each episode was 20 minutes long, and there was 10 minutes of Toys R Us
Ads.
Yeah. And here's a story for you. Fucking, I don't know why I'm going to tell you this story because it's shameful.
Tell it.
Me being an autistic 10-year-old, right? When the girls' adverts came on, the girl toys, I thought I was in the house by myself, so I just covered my ears and go, because it was girl toys. I didn't want to hear it. Right?
Oh, I totally thought you were going to say something different there.
Yeah, right. So I'll be like, like, fucking sister was in the kitchen one time when I did it.
Oh, and she walked in,
and she was like, what's all this? How do you explain that? How do you justify that? Oh, girl toys adverts. I'll never do it again. Put it that way.
Yeah, but I've done some strange shit like that. Like when ambulance go by and the blue lights are flashing, I close my eyes and don't look. I don't know why. It's like when you do weird shit when you're younger, it sticks with you as an adult, I suppose. Like I do that with my fingers a lot. I got it from my mum.
I get a lot of knee twitching going on when I read.
I wank a lot. That's just.
But that's just fucking. That's been going on for 20 years.
20? Hold on. I didn't start wanking when I was 10. I'd say like 12, 13 maybe. I
was a dry humper, and then I learned. And then sex education comes along in year 6. I'm like,
oh, that's how you do it.
I've been fucking my furniture this whole time. My pillows have been stood upright for the last 2 years.
My fucking pillow's rock solid.
My pillows at that time in the early noughties looked like the intro scene to like Full Metal Jacket. Sir, yes, sir. How tall are you, Private? 5'9", sir. And he's like, I didn't know they stack shit that high.
You cut holes and shit and fuck that, or no? Was it just?
Nah, I never fucked anything.
Dry humping was.
I never had the incentive to fuck anything.
I didn't know.
Just rubbed against it. You know what I mean?
It was weird because I found one.
I used to call it shagging. In my brain, my little 10-year-old brain referred to it as shagging. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna.
I remember. This is shameful as well. Fuck it. I remember.
In the car, man. McDonald's. Who gives a fuck?
I can't remember who told me to do it. I'm gonna say Clarky because he's like the first friend I ever had, and he was like, "Oh, you need to ask your mum if she's up for a shag." And what did I do that night?
Mum,
yeah.
Up for a shag?
She looked at me and she was like, "Go to your room. No radio. No Kylie Minogue for you tonight." I used to
watch Powerpuff Girls, right?
What is this fucking? Is this fucking?
These are just
tell our secrets
confessions
time.
Moment.
Confession time.
So, in hindsight, right? I'm gonna justify this, right?
I just admit it.
You get these Cartoon Network retrospectives, right? People who were 10 years old, are now 30 years of age, right? And they become YouTubers, content creators, and there have been a few retrospective reviews on Powerpuff Girls being just that era of Cartoon Network having very well written cartoons, because a lot of these people go on to do Family Guy.
A lot creepier as well when you look at it from our age.
Yeah, with Powerpuff Girls, do you remember some of the baddies?
Mojo Jojo.
Yeah, but do you remember the
and
devil?
The Lady Devil. But
that was fucking creepy, man. Because it was very abstract and it was very.
And the voice as well. Yeah. Very like. Ooh.
It had like an echo to it, like an amplifier to it.
I can't remember actually, but.
Here's an interesting little tangent for you, right? That's related to Powerpuff Girls. So there's a female voice actor named Tara Strong, and she's basically one of the most prolific female voice actors out there. She voiced Bubbles.
Is that the green one?
The blue one.
Blue one.
Yeah, the
I like the green one. The fucking the one that's.
So yeah, the green one was the tough one. the red one, the pink one, was the diplomatic one.
Yeah. Sort
of the leader of the pack, and the blue one was.
Who is their leader?
Well, they had Professor was their dad, who made them.
That's it. Yeah.
The intro of Powerpuff Girls was that he was trying
everything nice,
sugar and spice and everything nice, and then there was like the secret X formula that caused it to poof.
Something X.
Yeah, something X. And that was how the Powerpuff Girls were created.
Yeah, now you mentioned it, I remember that opening, and he's putting like the X thing.
Yeah. And look, right.
And then it kicks in, it's like dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun.
the writing was phenomenal. The editing was kinetic.
The soundtrack was fucking.
You just dribbled. I got you on camera dribbling.
Did it say?
Talk about Powerpuff Girls dribbling in a fucking McDonald's car park, mate. Like this is as bottom as it gets.
I dribbled because.
This is as bottom as it gets. And you know what? I'm happy. So fuck you.
Yeah, you know, it's been a while, so we're just gonna say that comes to our brains, isn't it? That's what.
So this Tara Strong, right? Prolific voice actor, probably one of the most. I mean, she's done thousands of voices and characters. You know, I don't have her whole like filmography, but I would be able to name something to you that you'd be like, oh my god.
That'd probably be the weirdest part if you did.
Yeah.
So she was in.
No, I'm not going to. But what I mean to say is, I could name a video game. You keep the windows open, mate. I don't mind. It's not raining. Not windy. I could name something that she's done, and you'd be like, holy shit, I've played that game. Because you know, a lot of these voice actors also do video games.
Like, go on then.
What the fuck's that behind us? Someone's like, little scout. Cops are coming.
We're gonna be on like one of those true crime YouTube channels, that chapter or something. Like, they were doing a podcast.
So these guys are doing a podcast,
and then that's the last time they'll ever heard of them again.
I won't show you the footage because of YouTube community guidelines.
Oh mate, saying that, I will give a shout out to that chapter because it is a pretty fucking good channel. The host is like Irish, and he makes some cracking jokes, man, when he's doing them. Like, so yeah.
That's cool, man.
That chapter, check it out. It's pretty funny. And he started doing he used to do like 20-minute episodes twice a week or something, but now he's doing one episode a week where it's like 50 minutes long, so he can put more footage in and say more jokes, obviously, and yeah.
Nah, that's cool, man. Something hit the window just as you pretend ejaculated. Did you know that was going to happen?
Oh
yeah. Fuck.
I seen the leaf hanging by a thread, so
okay,
I was like,
okay.
In unison.
So yeah. Anyway, to wrap up the whole Tara Strong thing, right? So she did a thing with GQ, right? Sometimes I'll catch the occasional GQ interview, and it's interesting because you do get some decent insight.
On the website or the actual magazine?
GQ, the YouTube channel.
Oh,
I think
right,
it's
okay.
GQ.
Is
might
it
be something
Vanity
else.
Fair?
So basically,
The ones where like the actors go on and they go through their career, one something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
and Tara Strong was on that,
yeah. Okay.
and she was talking about. She also did the voice for Raven in Teen Titans. That was another one I was into when I was 10, 11.
Teen Titans, yeah.
So I like Robin, Cyborg, and all them, right?
Mhm.
And again, very dark storytelling for some of it, and very
yeah.
cerebral and abstract as well. So, and she did Raven, and Raven was this very dark. What would you call her? Mutant or
Yeah,
anti-hero?
I'd say mutant. Yeah.
But she was half demon or something like that. Her dad was like the devil, or the leader of some sort of dark realm.
And
And
Teen Titans is that like with Robin and that.
yeah, Robin,
yeah.
Cyborg, Beast Boy,
Mhm.
Sapphire, Raven, and
That was late though. Wasn't it?
yeah. Like I
Go
watched a
through.
few seasons, and by the time like season 3 and onwards came out, I was already like,
I'm
out.
saying that 03 isn't that even that late, because Dick and Don was on to like 2006 or 5.
We've got to talk about Dick and Dawn in a minute. Yeah. So just to wrap up real quickly, she was talking about how obviously Raven's this very dark, subdued character who's got great power, but she's got a lot of demons.
Mhm.
And so this Tara Strong's talking about how this girl came up to her one time at a meet and greet or Comic-Con, and the girl just would not. She was just blah 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 blah, wouldn't stop talking. And then the mum was in tears, and Tara Strong says, "Is everything all right?" She says, "She's really autistic, my daughter. She doesn't talk.
Mhm.
She hasn't spoken in like 5 years."
Oh fucking hell.
But she's like, but she couldn't wait to meet you because she resonated so much with Raven.
Oh, she was like mute.
Well, no, so when you're it's not high. Is it high function autism? Because I think the Asperger's is the high function autism, where you're still capable of living independently
Mhm.
and getting on with things. But there's another end of that spectrum where there's like non-verbal autism, and that's what it falls into. You'll see them where they sort of like. I remember there's one girl called Claire in Domino. She was severely autistic, and she'd literally just fucking pace up and down the lounge, just grunting. And my mum was like, "She's autistic like you, Daniel." I was like, "What?" But not quite the same, Daniel. Just but you're in the same ballpark.
She's autistic like you.
I know.
Like you. You can't.
Oh, maybe I'm. Yeah. Thanks, Mum.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, Mum. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating certain tones of voice and that retelling, but yeah, there was an autistic girl named Claire, and she was non-verbal. Basically, if she's still alive to this day, I don't see why she'd be dead. She was only a few years older than me. But,
She's not got fucking Parkinson's.
yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think there's a life I don't think your life is.
You know how long you got left.
My functioning, mate, I'm different. You know what I mean? I live like everybody else.
So,
But like, you know what I mean? Because the brain works, the organs work. Like, you still live a long lifetime.
it's not like your pancreas has got autism, has it?
Nah, man. My organs are sound. It's
Your
my brain.
lungs don't have autism. It's your brain, isn't it? It's like in your brain.
It's in the brain.
Yeah. It's a brain disease. Is it a disease?
I think so.
Yeah.
Neurological disorder.
Like
I
hemoglobin
think it's not a disease, it's a disorder.
disorder.
Mm.
But,
But,
mental
Yeah.
disorder.
So this woman, Claire, who no doubt is probably still alive,
Mm-hmm.
would have, 24-hour care.
Alright, here's a question for you. I don't know how bad this is going to sound, but disabled people, right? Ones that have like a gammy shoulder or
Like missing fingers and
missing foot. Why do they act like retards? Or are they just egging it on
all right.
to like get the money and shit?
No. I think because that fucking
Like
that reminds me.
I don't know the fucking word, the name for it, right? And I don't know if I want to do an impression.
Let's do it, man. I ain't gonna judge you. The shit we've done.
For example, I won't say no names. I won't do an impression because it'll be bad, right?
Guess this retard.
But you know the guy in Corby, right, on the bus? He used to always go on the bus
With the gammy wrist.
That's it. Yeah.
We have a gammy wrist guy in Weymouth.
But like, he's not
fatter though.
He's not. Like,
No, but like he's got that fucking long face with the fucking buck teeth and all that. He's a few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Or maybe that was a bad example.
But I know what you're saying. Like he's got the weird wrist. I think he had cerebral palsy. That might be what. I think that's what you're thinking about. So you're thinking about why are certain people physically disabled and mentally disabled at the same time? Now there could be two reasons for that, right? But the one main one's going to be brain damage, right? So it could be someone who received brain damage, like it could be a war veteran,
Mm-hmm.
where fucking IED went off, lost some limbs and brain damage. Or they were born with cerebral palsy. That's when the umbilical cord gets around their or they're deprived of oxygen in utero.
Right.
And that can, and again, like autism, cerebral palsy.
Oh, was that like a fucking dumbass question to ask?
No, There's no such thing as stupid questions, mate. It's
Oh,
conversation.
okay. I was just, I don't know. I'm stoned a little bit as well. So.
No, that's fine. I don't ever think I'd never want to be someone. I don't think I am. I would never be a patronising person. I'm just very direct. So like, you know, if someone asks me a question, I would never make them feel stupid for asking the question.
Oh yeah, of course.
But there's been women in the past. Like I dated a girl who one time who accused me of being patronising.
No, but there is stupid questions. Like, for example,
it's about tolerance. Like, do you have the tolerance to be asked a stupid question at that time? Like, if I'm in a good state of mind, I'm awake, and someone asks me the most stupidest question of all time, like, if I think it's a funny thing, I'll laugh. I won't laugh at them. I'll just think that's a fucking hilarious question. But if I'm in a good state of mind, I'm going to be like, I'll answer the question for them.
oh, it's from Entourage. I'm trying to think where the Big Brother actor, he's sitting in the car next to Turtle, who's like the fucking chilled out guy in there, and he's blabbing on about his fucking audition, and he's like, you even listening, Turtle? He's like, you're so dumb to even reply to. Like one of those situations.
Yeah.
Where you're just listening, but you're like.
Oh mate, I've had some conversations. I've been on Fly on the Wall a few times. I'm just like,
yeah, it's like
part, not only does your soul.
So me and Francine went out of the weekend. Fucking Dave texted his buddy and like one of them.
I just remember something. You gotta love this story, right? This guy's sadly dead. He actually is dead. This one, he had seizures. I can't even remember his name, but he was a local guy here, and he died of epilepsy.
Right.
And he was a proper like Jack the Lad. Like like he was like a grunger or Jack the Lad.
Like a mod.
Yeah, like no, he just had like the greasy hair, the shirt, and all that. And he's like, hey, what? On the bus, you'd always hear him having a full-on conversation with someone.
Yeah.
And one time, right, I had a conversation with him when I was like 18 years old, and then so he kind of became my bus friend.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you see him on the bus, you're like, oh, you know. And he sat next to me, talking about some bird that he's into, or who's into him, but he's got a girlfriend or fiance, right? And he's going on and on and on about it. But this is where it gets funny. There was some woman on the bus. I would say she was in like her 50s, wore a bandana, very freckled, and you could tell she was the kind of woman that just she don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
She went towards the end of the bus journey after 20 minutes of being waterboarded by this guy's story about this other girl. The woman just went, "I hope your fiance leaves you, you fucking scumbag." Really? And she walked, and he was like, what? Again, like all defensive. And she got off the bus and all that, and he was just all flustered, like, I can't believe she said that to me. But she was right.
I suppose, yeah.
You know what
I mean, don't cut shit, man.
But I don't know why, but you mentioned something that brought that memory back to life. Something I've forgotten about that happened 12 years ago. I just thought that was hilarious.
Just like being a dumb question, so just saying, answering a question whether it's dumb or not.
Or dealing with dumb, vacuous people, or vapid people, people who are like unoriginal, uninspired. They are completely unoriginal. And they think they're unique. That's the worst one. That when there's a lack of self-awareness in someone, where they think they're being unique, or they're being, I don't want to say the word fringe. They're like something
like a hipster,
indie, like outside.
I'd say hipster's the word.
Yeah, and there's a complete lack of self-awareness. Like I get it when you're 14 or 15 years of age and you're starting to try and find your identity and trying out new things, and you know you've just become part of a new culture as it rises. So when we were 14 years of age, was it new punk come back, or was it new age?
Ska.
Right. So
there's a lot of ska heads in our generation.
During the punk era, you had what was called hardcore punk, which was like screamo punk, and that would then go on to become emo.
So like the Sex Pistols would be like
pop
punk.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say pop punk actually.
I think it was called new age punk. I might be wrong, but then that's when you had like Arctic Monkeys and Franz Ferdinand. It had that kind of punk rhythm to it.
In indie. That's more indie.
Because
I'd say
the thing about punk as well,
like the Fratellis and shit like that, the Wombats. Fucking
yeah. The thing about punk as well,
it was always the something.
People always associate it with the clothing, but it wasn't just about the clothing. When it came to music as well,
skinny jeans and what, mate. I used to wear skinny jeans all the time, but I just fell into it.
But it was also about the loose style of playing. Like even, this might be sacrilege, what I'm about to say, but even like Joy Division has a kind of punk feel to it. It has a very loose.
Oh yeah, of course, because Joy, the lead singer, is punk as fuck.
You know what's funny? On my playlist, on Spotify, I've got
fuck you, friends.
Caesar, jerk it out. Because when you
check it out.
When you play,
that's a banging tune,
when
mate.
you play FIFA 03, I think it's 03.
That's the fucking
on the pause menu.
04.
When you pause the game, that song will be playing.
No, actually, it was 03. 04 was fucking. That Kasabian
Black and
song.
White Town.
Na 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 na.
Which one was Black and White
Na
Town?
na na na. Black and White Town. What's that?
That was by.
No, break the tune. What's the tune?
Oh, it's quite a hard tune to imitate because it starts off with heavy drums.
Oh, I don't know.
Did not do that impression.
I don't know. I don't know if that ruined it or what.
Fuck, I'm gonna play it on my phone real quick. Oh no, my phone's there. Don't worry about it. It's not worth the effort. The Doves. I think they're called the Doves. Black and White Town.
I don't know. I think the FIFA 14 really changed my life with like music. I don't know why, but I remember it's when I was living in that fucking house I nearly got stabbed to death in.
Yeah, we'll be close.
And all I did was play FIFA 14, Final Fantasy 13, just a lot of fucking like Mass Effect, just a lot of games, and got really high because that's all I fucking did. And FIFA 14 soundtrack just changed my life with music.
Yeah, FIFA in particular.
I don't know why.
Tony Hawk's Underground for me, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Pro Skater 3 soundtrack I like now, looking back on it, but I didn't like it growing up.
Yeah.
I didn't like AC/DC. I didn't like Motorhead. I didn't like. I just didn't get on with the Pro Skater 3 sound because I'd become so enamored by Pro Skater 2 soundtrack.
Yeah.
Where I got into Power Man 5000. I got into Rage Against the Machine.
Do you ever hear a song in a movie that is never really in a film? It's one of your favourite songs, and you hear it, you're like, oh my god, these directors now have good taste in music.
Do you ever find that music
Because then it ends up being a shit film. It's like,
yeah,
oh.
when you hear something being played in a public place loud, like you go to Finn's, watch, even though in Finn's they have a Guns N' Roses tribute band, and hearing that music being played in the live,
bar, yeah.
or like even just hearing it being played through speakers if it's you know, they got a jukebox.
Got a
I remember
nice
hearing it.
system.
I remember hearing a Marilyn Manson song, right, and I was like, fuck yeah, man. And then you play it on Spotify in your own home, and you're like, yeah, fuck this song.
I remember going into the pool hall one time in Corby and someone was blasting Lamb of God, and you could tell the people behind the bar were like, get this shit off, but obviously he's paid for the music, so.
Here's something shameful for you.
What's that?
I once burned my own CD of Marilyn Manson songs and played it at Den's gym.
Fuck off. What?
It was in the summer, so it was quiet.
Why?
I don't know, because I
The
was...
beautiful people.
It hurts. It hurts to even admit it, mate. Yeah.
Just, you know.
Mate, I'm ashamed.
I would be.
Oh, damn.
I'm trying to think of
Where's your
something I've
sympathy?
done. Sorry, mate.
No, it's shameful.
Oh,
It's
mate,
fucking shameful.
I feel that's a shame, man.
They're
there.
Yeah. Yeah, just never... I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, you shouldn't have even brought that
But
up.
you, again, it goes back to like when you're that age, like you're being influenced by this music for the first time. You think you're the only one that's gaining this epiphany.
Yeah.
You think this is happening to me. I'm the only one that feels this good about this music. But you don't think, and then you think everybody else must hear this music. That's why you get pricks going around playing their music loud.
Yeah, they must feel the same way I feel when I'm listening to it.
Like this song is amazing. I
I
want
get what you
everyone
feel.
to hear it.
Yeah, I used to be like that with Deftones. Like anyone that would enter my room, that's the only music that we put playing. No one was allowed to put their music on. It was Deftones' first album up until their most recent, and then repeat.
I went through a stage of wanting to be the dude that played the music out of his window, because I remember like before.
What, in the car?
No, like in my house, in
Oh.
my bedroom, because I remember there'll be certain times I come off my lunch break to go back to school, and you walk past some dude's house, and he always played like rock music. And it was before I had LimeWire, before I had MP3 players, before I had any access to music. I was like, what is that sound? And then once I started getting this, once I got LimeWire, once I got an MP3 player, fuck, I'd be blazing those tunes out my window like, Marilyn Manson, Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah,
I'm the guy.
Fuck me, I did the same. I remember going shop once, I left my window open. Do you remember that song called No Apologies by Eminem?
I think so.
It was on like his album, like the Re-Up or something. It's like a bizarre album he done with like fucking a shitload of rappers. He had a song on there called No Apologies, and it was just like like the same tune all the way through, but blasting it outside my window, and I was like, I'm gonna go shop, let everyone. I put it on repeat. I was like, let everyone fucking listen to my dope ass tune on repeat.
Oh mate, I was
Don't know why.
I was so like.
The only thing I've never done, and it fucking grinds my great gears, when I would walk to school and fucking Dickface would be playing his music through his phone.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, mate, please turn that off.
Wasn't one of his tunes the Doctor Who theme tune?
No, that was his ringtone. Yeah, he'd be playing his music down the street, like, even it'd be alright music as well, like nothing I didn't like. It was just in the street out loud on a phone. It's just what you doing? Like, Like, you're with mates and that, like, chat. Or just, you know, be quiet and walk and listen to music when you get fucking home. Blast out your window. I don't care. Just don't play it off your phone in front of me.
On a Sony Ericsson where it's like...
Yeah. Although, like, me and Perry used to go on the bus, right? And we'd think we're hilarious doing this, but, like, sit right at the back and play, like, pure heavy fucking music. and then let the bus driver, like, who's that? And we turn it off, like, oh, that's horrible music. Like,
I tell you what, that's got to be a miserable existence. I have so much respect for bus drivers. The shit that they must have to endure.
I wouldn't say too much these days, but back then when, like, people were blasting music off their phone all the time.
People still do that, mate. It's just that we've grown up and we don't see it.
Or they play it on their fucking little speakers they've got really loudly, proper loud in their bag.
Imagine being a bus driver right now and it's peak summer and the bus is like 45 minutes behind schedule and you're just pulling up and there's all these fucking tourists just hating you. Fucking hate. You've got the uniform on, they hate you. You're the face of the company. You are the personification of all their pain and misery. Everything that's wrong in their life is on you, and you're gonna feel that because, you know, we experience the world through our 5 senses, but there's a 6th sense that's occurring of auras and energy that we don't really see. You can see it through meditation, through psychedelics, but just regular sober brain, you know, there's that energy force going on, and it's like you're that bus driver. You're 45 minutes late, and all these tourists fucking hate you. It's like a Dementor. I don't know why I went on that tangent. I'm sorry.
Bus drivers are alright, mate. They're just doing their job, innit?
That's what I'm saying. I'm pro bus driver.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm pro bus driver. I just fucking like. I
remember they went on strike one time, right, around here, a few years back, and people will be driving past them all on strike. Gus was there, I think. And
Gus. And he let me on for free the other day, actually.
Oh mate, we've got to get him on the podcast.
Fair play.
Get him in the back of the car.
I don't even think he speaks that great English.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Yeah, mate.
I haven't spoke to him before. But
He's lived here like longer than I've been alive, I reckon.
You reckon?
Yeah, nah, he speaks alright, I think. I have to get a translator. Anyone speak patois? It's like Airplane when they go shit. It just says in subtitles golly. Cut me some slack, Jack.
Oh man.
Yeah, so they're on strike, and people drive past them at the bus station while they're all on their high-vis jackets and their little tables and that. Fuck off, cops. And people be beeping and all that, but after like 3 weeks, those beeps became less. People are so virtuous at the beginning, and then as soon as it really impacts their day-to-day life, suddenly they change. It's like,
I remember the fire people were doing it back in the day in Corby, and everyone was going past beeping and that. Like, hey, on strike, go get more money.
If someone ran past them on fire, do you think they'd put them out? Sorry mate, I'm on strike. Like GTA Vice City style, you got flamethrower.
We're on strike, sorry.
Sorry, I can't
phone the police.
we got a fire blanket in there, Barry. Don't know. I haven't done the audit in 3 weeks. I'm on strike, mate.
Fuck it, oh well.
I don't know.
Oh mate, I watched this thing the other day. It's going back to that guy again who does that YouTube, and he was talking about this bird who she was pissed, right? She was playing hide and seek with a boyfriend, and he goes and hides in a suitcase, and she locks it up. And like in the interview room, she's like, "Yeah, we're just playing hide and seek," and she's like, "I would never kill anyone," blah blah blah. But then, about 20 minutes into the interview, like, "Well, we've got this footage we found on your phone here," and blah blah blah, and it's her recording him in the suitcase, and he's like, "Let me out," like pure laboured. And she's laughing like, "Haha, fuck you." And she's like, they're like showing her it, and she's like, "I don't know who that is. That's not me recording." It's like, yes, it is. It's your voice. I don't know why that's funny. I just bring it up.
Nah, that's funny.
It's fucked up people in this world, man.
Yeah, didn't someone behead someone in this country?
What? When?
Oh mate, she got sentenced recently, but she like beheaded someone. I don't know why. I don't know what her flag was, but yeah, she cut someone's head off. And then,
what, a boyfriend or something? Or just
no, it's another woman. Girl on girl crime. And there's like CCTV footage of her just like with a little roller suitcase. It's got the body in it.
Oh yeah, I know who you're on about. Yeah, shit, fucking Chinese lady.
I don't even think she was Chinese.
No, the lady that got killed was Chinese.
I don't know.
The lady who done it was not. She was trying to steal money off her.
Right.
Something like that. And yeah, she walks like 2 miles with a suitcase, and then leaves the house with 2.
She not had a fucking small claims court. You know what I'm saying?
No, but it wasn't that. This this Chinese. No, because I recently watched this thing. Now it's rung a bell, and she was like a masseuse or something in a different country. But when she come back over here, she wasn't allowed to do it anymore.
Right.
And then she met this Chinese lady who had mental health problems anyway, and got close with her. And the Chinese lady said she was going to give like 400 grand or something to do a house up.
Right.
And then didn't. So that's what caused the murder.
Yeah,
That's fucked, bro.
Small claims court won't take that.
It's mad what money does to people.
Judge Rinder, innit?
I was saying this the other day. Like, I'm glad I grew up poor, because fuck, like, to see if I didn't, and I'm in like the situations I have been, I'd be fucked, man. Like
money
honestly.
really changes people. That's why I've been so eager to get John Noakes on the podcast, which will never happen. But
Is that the bus driver?
that won the lottery.
Yeah.
Because I just love those dark stories that changes people. I'm fascinated by. I'm not like a sadist or anything, but I'm just fascinated by the psychology, the change in psychology as soon as you have something that not many people have, especially around you in your vicinity. Because
especially in Corby, no millionaires like choosing to live there, are they?
Yeah, what people will do, not even just for money, but for notice, for views, for likes, for shares. You know, you go on Instagram sometimes and you'll just see a video and you can tell it's fake instantly. I'm thinking, there was one video where a girl's in the back of a car and she's got these McDonald's cups of water with no lids on them.
Mm-hmm.
And the car just goes like that and she's fucking splashed. It was fake.
How would you know?
Because she's not got lids on it. Why would you be in a car with no lids on your drinks of water?
True, yeah.
And there's another one where the original video is a PT doing like a downward dog stretch on a girl, and he's pushing her down, her ass is right up, and she farts really loud, so it just comes out. And her mates just start laughing, he starts laughing. It's hilarious, funny video, right? But that same fart laughter has been ripped and put into other videos of other people farting, and it's like, but I've heard the original.
Right, okay.
I remember one time being on this road and someone said to me, "Oh, this road's so long you can see the curvature of the earth," and it's not long enough for that. Sometimes I look down and I'll be like, yeah, that guy's full of shit.
Bro, do you know how hard it is to see the curvature of the earth with the naked eye? It's impossible.
What is it?
Almost.
What is it, 2 miles, 5 miles?
I don't know, but it's like, people don't realise this earth is so fucking big. Like, you think you're going to see the curvature of the earth just by standing somewhere? Don't be stupid. You'd have to be in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by nothing but ocean, and then maybe you'd see the curvature of the earth.
It's going to piss off flat earthers, right? Because I don't believe the earth is flat, but I would love to see what the world would look like if it was flat.
Oh, there's plenty of flat earth pictures out there with their diagram of the...
Now, I don't care what you believe, unless what you believe is, you know, fucking kids. Outside of that,
Yeah.
I don't care what you believe.
Or killing old people.
Or killing, it depends on what they've done. You know?
True.
You know, if the old person was a nonce in themselves and someone was taking revenge on them like 40 years later, remember me, fucker? Some jaded
Uncle Mickey.
Some jaded dinner lady with creases in her face. Remember me?
Remember me, you bitch. Remember you shoved that mashed potato up my ass?
So I'm pro that, but
yeah, me too.
yeah, small claims court, innit? that's my response to everything. You don't need to behead someone. You don't need to kill an old nonce. Just small claims court. Yeah. 90%, because 10% benefit of doubt policy. 90% of me believes the world.
Does that mean you're 90% gay? No, 10% gay.
Yeah. Probably more based on what I've said on the previous podcast. But probably in that 20% region. We're both sort of on the outside as well when we come towards like, I don't not trust science. I don't trust bureaucracy. I don't trust governing bodies who oversee what information gets out there to people, right? And recently I've learned certain things that are so fucking mind-boggling that I'm like, oh my god, the corruption is unbelievable in this world. Everywhere. It is. You know, so I can understand why people would just not want to believe anything. Right? I have to I draw the line somewhere where I'm like, well, I want to believe in objective truth. You know, is physics an objective system? I like to think it is. I'm sure there's
I say it all the time, it's a theory, and it's still... They use physics because of physics, a basis to justify every other science on.
Yeah, that's why I hate that whole expression of trust the science, because how can you trust something that is constantly disproving itself to progress civilization?
That's why I'm a man of faith. Don't get me wrong, science is important to the world.
Karma is an important thing as well. Like when you come to the end of your life, there's this arbitrary checklist that we might have in front of us where we're like, oh, I didn't do this in my life. I'm going to go back and relive it again. That's a concept of karma.
Not even that. I know when I do a shitty thing as well, it's like I expect something shitty to happen. Cause, you know, like...
Or sometimes life can be more gentle, where you'll do a shitty thing, not really fully comprehending why that was a shitty thing, and then it happens to you, and you're like, so that's how that feels.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That's the struggle of someone with Asperger's as well, is like learning empathy. When it's like, I don't understand why that would annoy. I don't know why playing Marilyn Manson in a gym full of 40-year-old Polish dudes would be inappropriate.
50-year-old fucking ex-alcoholics.
Yeah, and then later on you think, and then you have someone play their fucking the music that awakens them to you as a grown man. You're like, bro, turn that shit off.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I did that. You know what I mean? It swings and roundabouts, mate. Oh, is there an accident going on? We went past a little fender bender early on the way here, on the way to the gym.
Two guys take it. I only see that shit in movies where they're like, "Can I get your insurance?
Yeah,
give me your insurance."
And the lights weren't even on, and it's like, fucking hell, what happened there? Because we having to go around them.
What?
I nearly hit a dog. It wasn't my fault.
Oh yeah, shit. Fuck me. My heart nearly skipped a beat.
So I'm going past. Luckily, it was a turning point in traffic lights. But as I'm going like 5-10 miles an hour, like, dog just was with their owners, and they're waiting to cross, and the dog just fucking pounced. Luckily,
both of them did. Both of the dogs went.
Yeah, all the two dogs were there.
Yeah.
And luckily, I didn't hit the dog, but fuck, it was a close call.
Well, they pulled it back, but fucking yeah. Teach a dog to wait at the road, or don't have a dog at all. Right.
So going back to this whole zeitgeist thing about, when we're younger, hearing songs on the radios and it's being crammed down our throat. Some songs are better than others, so I don't mind it. Certain TV shows, you see it even today, but just with different formats, different platforms.
Well, you see how the music's changed from when we were younger to now, like what's popular and what's not. Like,
I'm not even talking about. I'm more talking about just fads in general that just come and go like a conveyor belt. So like now it's going to be I'm a Celebrity. So everybody's watching I'm a Celebrity, right? And
I'm glad you brought that up. Actually,
I caught wind of Matt Hancock being in the show. I don't watch the show, right? Sometimes in the past I might have done, right, in and out of it. But then I found out that Matt Hancock was in it, and I'm like, that's fucking disgusting, right? My mum's completely on board with the shit that we believe about the world, about this, that, and the other, right? And she enjoys watching it. To her, it's just mindless activity of watching reality TV, watching drama unfold amongst people, real people. And I said to my mum, I was like, Mum, that's fucking disgusting. That man should be in prison for the fucking lies, for the fucking deceitfulness that he engaged in. Just the... I don't want to get into it now, like, because this is our first episode just doing it like in this format, but I'll go more in depth with it as time goes on.
I call him Daddy Hancock.
Oh man, but it's just fucking disgraceful. So like,
I think he's dreamy.
The powers that be, the powers that be, right? We've all slowly come to the realization, regardless of where you are politically or with the issue in hand, but we've all sort of unanimously starting to come together and be like, this man's a cunt. But the narrative is trying to shift it in a way where it's like, right, now we're going to clown on him, we're going to laugh at him getting voted in to do all the tasks, and it's like, whoa, it's still, the psychop hasn't ended, it's still ongoing, it's changing its theme a little bit.
He's
now
still paying money towards
this man's getting paid £400,000, I think, from what I've heard, to be a clown.
Allegedly.
And here, I'm making a prediction right now, right? It'll be a case of where, because again, this isn't like live TV from 24 hours. They truncate it into an hour and a half of an hour and 15 minutes of so they edit it, right? We edit. We know how it works. It's all about pacing, it's all about flow, it's all about emphasis on certain things. It's the whole Jean Baudrillard simulacra thing, where it's like you are taking one thing, which is these people are in a really safe as fuck jungle, right? That's all been done up in health and safety to fuck, right? And they put them there for 24 hours, and then it's all filmed and it's all orchestrated with the tasks and the to get a certain result.
Sorry, carry on.
No, I'm just saying. And then obviously they edit it into an hour and a half show, so that way you get a certain element of it. And my prediction is that they're going to do that in order for the public to fall in love with this man or sympathise with this man.
Well, so he does like 5 tasks in a row, and then
there'll be
behind the scenes he'll be like, but everyone hates
There'll be a 5-minute segment where they're all
Daddy Hancock.
There's a 5-minute segment. Either two things will happen, or maybe both will happen, right? But there'll be like 5 minutes will be dedicated to them sat around the fire talking, sharing their feelings. And Matt Hancock's like, it was just horrible. It was horrible what I had to go through. My wife became bulimic. It's like,
the one I cheated on.
Right? And
you want to be in the government?
You want to be in Lord of the Rings? Right? And or the other scenario will be that he fucking bosses the tasks. Like he goes through absolute adversity and overcomes all the odds of these horrific tasks, because some of them are difficult. You know, it plays a lot on your fears, claustrophobia, you know, being in water and all that shit. I get it. Some of this stuff's difficult, right? And he's gonna, and again, based on how it's edited, based on how it's, you know, what the main theme, the focus of the narrative of the show as it goes along, the character arc, if you will. Because even though it's reality TV, there still has to be a character arc. There has to be a struggle. Yeah. There has to be a triumph.
See, this is what I was going to say to you. I actually think, like, when the cameras ain't rolling, they're getting scripts. And because stuff always seems set up for certain situations.
It's not that they'll have...
Like, at the minute, I know you're probably not watching it, but Boy George is pissed off with someone about cooking. And
is he still alive?
Yeah. But
so while everyone's being fucking programmed, because that's what they're called, programs, right? While people are being programmed to fucking fall in love with Matt Hancock because he's a human being with feelings, and you know, the struggle is real, and he's bossing it at these tasks based on this prediction.
I don't think he's gonna boss the task, but we'll see.
But you know what I'm saying? That's my prediction, right? Everybody's gonna be like, actually, he's all right, actually, and it's like, no. Forget the programming. The man's a fucking murderer. Alright? So don't fucking let the TV convince you, oh, he's alright.
That's where the percentages come in, because a lot of people are still going to think he's a cunt. But then you've got the people who like watch, no offence man, but watch Emmerdale on TV all the time, and they love Ant and Dec.
It's just
them people that are going to be like, oh, Hancock's alright, maybe he should get his job back.
Even the people that hated him, even if they weren't fully awake to what we've been aware of for the last 2 years.
They're going to convert.
Even the sort of like the normies that lean outside of it, the ones I call the ones who choose the path of least resistance, right? The ones who wore the mask because they just didn't want to deal with it, even though instinctively they knew something was wrong. They just went along with it, but they didn't believe in it. Those people who hate the man are now gonna be like, oh, he's alright. You're gonna watch Gogglebox, and there'll be people on Gogglebox who are like hate him or are indifferent towards him, and you're gonna watch them fall in love with him. And it's like, the man's a fucking criminal. Do not. And
YouTube's my Gogglebox now. I'll watch someone reviewing it from a YouTube channel. Like, you know,
or he becomes the next Gillian McKeith. Alright? But even then, that's
6-1 in, they're like,
he's just fainting all the time. Like, everyone hates him, but they, you know, and they,
he's like, have a fake seizure. Like, I can't do this task, lads.
But even if he does become the Gillian McKeith 2.0, right, where he's just fucking ridiculed and laughed at and mocked, right? Even then, it still takes away from what he actually did. Because it's easy to make someone a clown and just focus on...
You're just pissed off in general he's got the opportunity to change people's minds.
I'm just like, I know what's going on.
Some people shouldn't have that, especially for 400k. You shouldn't have that opportunity.
I'm all about deplatforming and this, that, and
the no.
But I'm all about, well, let him go to trial first, and then whatever the result of that is, like, even if you went to prison for 5 years and then came out, then go in the jungle, right?
You genuinely think he should be in jail?
Yeah, go to jail, then go in the jungle. All right, do your time.
All of them should be in jail, mate. Then. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them were involved in that COVID bullshit.
But I'm glad I have my little rant. It's off my chest now.
Good.
Alright, but I'm just saying to anyone watching, all 150 years of yours.
Yeah, that's right. You not got any sneaky TV shows you still watch?
I've been watching a new one called Peripheral. It's on Amazon. It's based on a William Gibson novel. And the first 2 episodes were directed by Vincenzo Natali, the guy we've been trying to get on.
Oh, is that the fucking show he's made?
Yeah. He's the executive producer, and so is Jonathan Nolan, Chris Nolan's brother. So
is it good?
It's a lot to take in, mate. But I might have to rewatch it because it's weekly that they're released. First 2 episodes came out together, but there's been a few times where Rachel having a drink and all that, so my memory's not, you know, and I was a bit on my phone a little bit. But
that's interesting. Maybe I should message him.
It's really, really good, but it's complicated because it deals in 2 timelines, and it goes back and forth between the 2, and I'm gonna have to go back and watch them again.
It's worth message him now.
Yeah,
well, because every time I messaged him, he was like, "Oh, still working on the show. Get back to me in a couple of months." Then I'd message him a couple of months later. He's like, reshoots.
That's what I mean. He might be too big now because don't forget because Peripheral, it's not like it's not a show that's everybody's talking about.
No, but he promised me. He fucking promised me.
But
I meant like sneaky TV shows where you wouldn't normally admit it to anyone. Like fucking, I don't know. What did I watch?
Oh right, yeah. Right, I'll go down the scale of like, that's cool to really. So in the middle category was it was like Ninja Warrior. It was called The Beast. It was like an obstacle course, but different countries take part in it. Very similar to Ninja Warrior, but instead of it being individual participants, they represent a country. So it'll be Germany, Britain, you know, and all that, and there's like different rounds.
Teams.
Yeah, Beast Assault.
Beast. Is it on Spike or something?
It's on Netflix. It came out in 2018. It's actually Sylvester Stallone's one of the executive producers.
I haven't got Netflix.
But what was quite good about the show, right, is that
I've got Amazon Prime. I might watch Peripheral tonight. Then,
yeah, check out Peripheral. Honestly, you won't be disappointed. But you know, I don't know. I haven't watched Lost, but it might be a bit of a head fuck to begin with.
Oh, if you've never watched Lost before, every episode's like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm glad I didn't watch Lost during a time where I had to wait a week for the next episode, because with Peripheral, I am like...
Me too, mate. I wouldn't have survived.
Because it's like...
I think that's what a lot of people done.
Because that's what happened with Peripheral. There'll be certain characters I'm like, oh, fuck, like minor characters. Like, wait, who was that again? You know what I mean?
It's like Stranger Things. I left it till season 3 had finished, so I watched 1, 2 and 3 all in one. I don't know if I could wait 2 years for every season. Like now season 4's finished, like we're gonna have to wait fucking years for season 5.
Catch up again, you know.
Yeah, that's it. And so, that's what they do. That's how they get the Netflix numbers up. Like, oh, big up season 5, and everyone's gonna watch 1 to 4 again.
Yeah.
And I probably will, cause like.
Alright, here's a show I half watched with Rachel that I couldn't fully watch because it's like fucking Love at First Sight.
Love it. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, so it's like basically.
That sounds gay as fuck.
2 people get like paired up together, or like a bunch of people get paired up together, and they're gonna get married.
Oh, a dating show. It's like a dating show.
It's like a dating. It's like they basically get put together, and it's like
forced marriage.
Yeah, it's like arranged marriages, like
slaves.
Show. Yeah, but like for America. And
I said slaves. You went, yeah.
Yeah, slavery. I mean, isn't all marriage slavery? You know, chained to that desk. How's that desk working out for you, Barry? I want to kill myself, but I gotta go on holiday next week. Well, good luck with that suicide.
Do you reckon it's alright to joke about people killing yourself? Because I said, what did I say to... I don't know, someone said something earlier, and I was like, oh, fuck, I wish I remember what they said.
It's all about...
I was like, if that ever happened, I would kill myself. Obviously, I wouldn't, but like, you know.
Look,
or maybe I would.
We're all 3 days away, 3 bad days away from a suicide, right? So that's the bottom line.
Oh,
humor's a great way to tackle some of these demons.
Yeah, man. Like, I think, like... I don't know.
You know,
a couple of months ago, my brother was really down. You'd be sending them these just stupid fucking messages, and like that was cheering him up. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, you know, there could be someone watching right now, right, who's thought about it, and the very act of us joking about it is making them feel better.
Yeah. Here's one for you. Maybe I don't know how you're gonna take this one, but do you watch Kill Tony, the newest one, with the Skankfest crew?
Yeah.
Louis J. Gomez and that.
Yeah.
And he brought up all the comedians in the past that have done. Used to be regulars, like. Ali Makovsky and what's her name, King Condon, and that Kim. She went up and she was like, I don't get people who are scared of clowns and shit like that. Like, and she was like, if you're scared of clowns, get raped.
Yeah.
And then she was like, unless you've been raped by a clown, and I'm very sorry about that.
No, didn't she say? No, well, I might miss that bit, but the bit I remember that.